All right, hey, if you are an avid reader like I am, then you might have heard of the book Chicken Soup for the Soul. And if you haven't, we're about to introduce you to the author behind that classic.
Yes, Pat sat down with Mark Victor Hansen and his wife Crystal to discuss their latest book that's flying off the shelves.
When you do interviews with authors, the publishing companies call, and I've never gotten a call about the author of the Bible or any of them. But the one that comes closest to the numbers of books sold seems to be Chicken Soup for the Soul. And everybody's saying, are they there? Yes, they are. Mr. and Mrs. Chicken Soup, Mark Victor Hansen, Crystal Dwyer Hansen. I want to make sure that we have the entire formal introduction done. And I have no idea what the numbers are, but I wonder if you do when it comes to the phenomenon of Chicken Soup for the Soul. You and your co-author,
Jack Canfield, have over 500 million in 264 different iterations in 54 languages and done $2 billion at retail, $1 billion at licensing, and not stopping.
One of the Bible guys is out there saying, where did we go wrong? Why didn't we do that? Now,
that's not true, because I did Chicken Soup for the Soul Bible. I went to our publisher and said, will you let me do it? And he said, nobody will buy it. So I said, good, write a note. And I took it to Thomas Nelson, and they took it, and it sold 70,000 a week at Walmart because I made it non-intimidating with a purple cover and a gray interior.
But we're here not to sell even more Chicken Soup for the Soul copies, because you don't need help with that. And you don't really need help with the books that we're going to be talking about. But I've always wanted to ask, pardon me, Crystal, because we're going to get around to you for the whole rest of the interview.
Please.
When was the first time that you ever heard the phrase or said the phrase, let's do Chicken Soup for the Soul?
Jack called me in 1989 when we'd worked on a book for 3 years together, and it was 2:58 in the morning. Woke up my whole house because my daughter was becoming a veterinarian. We had 88 animals on an acre, and said chicken soup. I said for the soul, and we had it. We got goosebumps, and 144 publishers said, hit the road, Jack. And I said, I'm a nice guy. You'd let us do this.
What a great title for a song.
Yeah.
Hit the road, Jack. And by the way, I hope you got your version of that kind of response when you found out the results of Ask, The Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny by Mark Victor Hansen and Crystal Dwyer Hansen. Talk to us, everybody, about what it is that you're asking for in the book.
Well, Ask, The Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny is all about learning the art and science of asking. And you know, Pat, it's funny because that little word seems so benign, but it will deliver seismic results in your life. Because we really don't get what we deserve in life, we get what we ask for. And most people are really afraid to ask, or they don't know how to ask. And, you know, Mark and I are so privileged to travel across the world, meet so many people. And what we started to notice is those people who are masterful at life also happen to be masterful askers. And we knew we were onto something because we started examining our own life, like how can we help people do better? And we realized that at every juncture, when we were stuck, when we were lost, confused, when we had a huge trial or tribulation, it was asking our way forward that delivered a new solution, a new plan, a new direction to us. And that if you don't learn to ask, you get stuck in a downward cycle. It's really brilliant what just learning to ask will do.
Mark, not long ago, introduced me, in fact, to the book that has now been introduced to. How successful is this book? I mean, for crying out loud, Crystal, there's no room in your home for humility, including you.
Well, it's doing amazingly well. We've sold, I mean, we literally, Pat, have business leaders who read the book and say, you know, send me cases of this book.
But it's a bestseller.
Oh, it's a bestseller. It was a bestseller right away. Yeah, it was absolutely a bestseller.
Even during COVID.
Yeah, even during COVID. And we almost stopped the book because COVID hit. We were ready to launch it, and we talked to our publisher, and he said, you know what, if you guys are good, let's go for this. And as it turned out, people needed this book right then because all of us were lost and confused. We were locked at home. and no one had any answers.
There's Chicken Soup for the
That's
Soul
when you need to start
in
asking.
every possible form. Ask, relatively new, but still out long enough that it has become a massive success.
Massive success.
And what else is in the world of Hanson Publishing?
Well, first of all, we teach you got to ask in 3 channels. Ask yourself, ask others, and then ask God, right? And you've got to do it, and not necessarily in that order. And then number 2 is that what she's too humble to say is that we wrote the book together, but she started writing this wonderful fable that your wife, Duffy, fell in love with called
Yes.
The Fable of Michaela.
Yes.
And our agent calls up and said, look, the people that want to buy your movie is 10 minutes from your house. I said, look, you know I'm world's best-selling author, and you and I are great friends. But I said, I know everybody here, but I didn't know Pureflix had just made God's Not Dead. So he said, they want you to come over. We went over there, owned by Sonny Affirm. They said, we're going to do it. And then COVID hit, of course. And now they're ready to do it again tomorrow. We finalized starting in Malta, which is our dream. We're in Malta, and it's a place of kings and queens. Everybody who reads this story gets goosebumps, God bumps, chili bumps. And that's why it's going to usurp or transition or eclipse Chicken Soup for the Soul. Everyone needs to know how to ask, so you can go from here to there, from your dreams to your destiny.
And I'm not here to sell books. I'm here to introduce you to people, and you may be interested in picking up, well, Chicken Soup for the Soul you can't even find because it's already sold. But ask, and anything else under the Hanson label. And I'm asking you, in particular, with this book, read the first few pages, and I dare you to put it down. I'm Pat McMahon.